The Painting with Magic Show with Brandon Thomas is brought to you by BrandonThomasArtSupply.com.
Hey, it's Brandon T here with the Painting with Magic Show, and today I got another great project planned for you. What I want to do today is an autumn scene, but it could be a morning scene, evening scene, where the earth, the sun puts that beautiful gold color down on the earth. It's just so real beautiful. And so you can do that with an autumn scene, which this is probably more like the autumn scene today, more of an autumn scene today. So with that, I tell you what I got is my 16 by 20 canvas, and I have it in the landscape position. And this is a Fredrix Red label, and it has my signature amazing white medium on the canvas. The canvas is wet, it's ready to go. Really good to go. So we got that good, and then the paint we're using is our 8 colors, which should be on the screen for you, but I want to show you this anyway here. This is the print off you can get at BrandonThomasArt.com. So if you go to BrandonThomasArt.com, we may have the link in the description or in the comments below where you can find this print off. And it's just 8 simple colors that's on the screen. You can get on a print off. And that's all we're using today. And these are the Grumbacher pre-tested oil paint. So Grumbacher pre-tested oil colors. I think they're the best for this technique. Great, beautiful pigment load. So I think we have all that out of the way. You kind of know what we got going on. And so with that, we'll get monkey face and we'll take 2-inch landscape brush and we'll go into a little bit of Prussian blue. Just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit. And I'm going to go over here and grab a little bit of a burnt sienna with that. Just a little burnt sienna. Just to kind of gray it a little bit. And we kind of can see kind of the color we got. Let's go up here. Okay, and we're just going to use an X stroke and work this all the way across. And because we have amazing white on the old canvas, it's going to automatically soften down, get a little lighter, and as we get down towards the horizon. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up a little more Prussian blue, a little more burnt sienna, and a touch of black. Just add a touch of black to that. Let me get that good color there. There's a touch of black right next door to the blue. Okay. Yeah, I got that color where I want it. I just want to keep on adding it to it there. Work it all the way down. I want this guy to be pretty good size in this one. It's actually going to go down more than the bottom down here. So more than halfway. You never want to split your canvas halfway. So if you're going to have it long, then put a little more paint on it and then make it a little bit longer. And then just work it just like so. Okay. I think that's good enough right there for the sky. There we go. Good. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to wash the old brush out. Okay, so the brush is nice and dry and clean. And I think we'll take an old number 6 fan brush and we'll go down to the palette. Okay, so I got a number 6 fan brush here. We're going to take some of this blue, touch of black, and the burnt sienna. Put them together. Then I'm going to reach over here and grab a little titanium white just to kind of see the color that I have. Just to lighten that color down some more. And this brush is really strong loaded, really strongly. I just want to dust some of that out. So I can just go over here on the palette and dust it out. Or take it to a paper towel and then dust it a little bit. Which I think that's what I'll do. Okay. And we'll go back up here to the old canvas. Okay, so I got the brush loaded up here. And we're going to pretty much do the same thing we did last week for clouds. I'm just going to use the brush and do little circles. Just like this. Just kind of let them play around. And the brush is going to pick up more amazing white on the canvas. It's going to pick up that blue we already put down. And it's going to make the paint lighter as we work it around. And this is a super fun way to make clouds and make a beautiful, effective skies without doing a whole lot. I think that's really fun to do. Really simple clouds. Really simple skies, but they got a lot of depth into them. They're really simple, easy to do skies. But again, they're really, really effective. Okay. I think with that, I got my sky done. And then we'll just take that old number 2-inch landscape brush here. And just go over the whole thing really lightly. Okay, so that's done. Our sky is done. We brush it a little bit and dry it off. Okie dokie, let's see here what we're going to do now. I'll tell you what we're going to do now is we're going to mix up a base color for our trees to go into. And we'll take an old palette knife here, wipe that off real good. And let's just mix up, move this black color off the palette here. It's not like a little bit of paint thinner too to help clean off the old palette knife. And we're going to take the Napthol Red and we're going to put it down here. And then we'll take burnt sienna and we'll put it right down here. Okay, and we're going to mix these up here together and we'll just see kind of what we got. So Napthol Red, burnt sienna together. And you already got a nice little rose color going on. We're going to take a dot of blue, a couple of dots of blue, Prussian blue with this, to make it a little darker. Even add a little touch of sap green with that. Maybe a little more burnt sienna. A little more blue. There we go. Nice mauve kind of color right there. See that? That is a good color. Nice dark and red. I'm going to scoop this up, put it in a pile, and wipe off the old knife. Okay, so let's grab the 1-inch landscape brush, and I'm just going to tap this brush right into the paint. Do this right into the paint. Okay. There we go. Good, good, good. Let's tell you what, let's go back here now. So right over here, we're going to start working on putting on some beautiful trees. And just by touching the beautiful red come onto the background here. Just little trees. Just like that right there. And then I can add a little burnt sienna to that brush, a little touch of black to it. So I'm going to darken the bottom up now. And so we're just going to play around with this and darken the bottom. Just like that right there. Just so we can kind of darken it and get a few color shades going on inside these trees. You can even make it a little taller. But this brush it's important to have a brush that can open up like that. So you can get those beautiful open trees back here. And you can just fill this whole bottom down here up a little bit. And I'm going to grab an old 2-inch brush and we'll go to the palette. And I'm going to grab an old 2-inch brush, dry one. And we're just going to grab some yellow ochre and some cadmium yellow light together. Nice golden color. And let's go back here. Now way right back here, I'm just going to start adding in this beautiful color here. Pretty straight. And I'm just going to move it down here, just like that. Just so I can have that golden color in the background. And then we'll go back to the palette. And we're going to take this old 2-inch landscape brush. We're going to take some black. We're going to take red and black. Some burnt sienna together. And some sap green as well. And And let's go tap the brush, and let's go back here. Okay, and right back here, I was going to use a little big long strokes here. And just fill this in with that beautiful color. The beautiful color that we mixed up earlier. Basically the same thing. And leave that gold spot there in the background though. Leave all that gold. Okay, and then we'll just go and add more paint to the brush. Some more paint. We're going to add some sap green and blue. And see that color there, nice and dark? And just tap it at the bottom to add textures to this beautiful scene. Just adding textures. Just like that. Adding beautiful texture. Kind of adding texture here. And I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to grab the old 1-inch brush here we was using for the background. And just kind of just add a little of that texture floating way back through there. So it kind of blends in here good. Okay, light pressure, not a whole lot of pressure going on. Very light pressure. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take some sap green. Just sap green on the old 2-inch brush. Really work that paint in there. And then way back here in the bottom, I want to add that sap green. I want more of that green bottom base here going on. Kind of mix that in there with it as well. And red and green is a complementary color, which makes this beautifully work together. Okay. And then I'll take the old 1-inch brush, take some sap green with that as well. And we'll go to these background trees. On these background trees, we're just going to tap the brush at the bottom with some sap green. Just a little sap green there. And don't worry if these textures are not adding up, matching up just yet. Okay. Let's go down. Let's see. Let's take an old palette knife here. Number 10 palette knife. And let's go down to the old palette. We're going to take titanium white. And we'll take a little tiny bit. Just a tiniest little bit of burnt sienna. Because this is going to be a very strong color. And I want it to be still very light. Pull it out flat and get a little roll of paint right on the knife. Let's go back here now. Now way back here, we're going to start adding in some beautiful, okay, not wanting to stick. If your paint doesn't stick, add a little amazing white to that. Sometimes it needs a little bit thinner paint. Sometimes it has to be just a little thinner to get that to stick on here. So what we're going to do here, there we go. See, now it's sticking just fine. See, here goes a trunk base. This is mainly going to be, and I'm pulling down some strokes here. Very little paint on here. Very little paint. Make these thin. Don't make them too thick. These are in the background here. Your background, like birch trees. Have that way back here. A whole big cluster of them here. So you can take that knife and just put in some small ones here. You can even scratch in some. If you go more in here. This is going to be the main one here. There's a little bit more detail to them, a little thicker. And like I said, down here at the bottom, or the side over here, we're just adding a few little small areas there. Okay, there we go. And right there, see it right there? It's a little bug. Gave him, flew right in there. So if anything like that happens to you, so just a little bug hit that, I just took a knife to it, and I take a clean fan brush and just smooth it out. There we go. No problem. Sometimes you get a little small bug every now and then that flies in and gets right in there on you. Tell you what, I'm going to wash the 1-inch brush out. Okay, tell you what, let's go to the old palette. Okay, so I went and grabbed a little Amazing White, and I'm going to take this color right through these colors here. Cadmium yellow, yellow ochre. Then once I get a kind of a nice color that I like, I'll just tap the old brush into it, keeping the brush open, loading a crunched brush. I call it a crunch brush. You just crunch that brush right into the paint. And there we go. I'll tell you what, let's go on back here and put some highlights on these trees. And we're going to take this brush right on the tips and start highlighting it. That's simple. That's simple, just tapping your brush. Just by tapping it right on. Okay? Just tapping it. Shouldn't take much pressure. If you have to put a lot of pressure down on this, you either A, your brushes are too stiff for this, or you don't have enough Amazing White on the brush. Going way back here. Some more things like that. Way in there. All through it. And I think what I want to do now is take a little sap green from the brush, and then I'll go down here, maybe add a couple little greeny bushes there. Little green colors. A little bit of green color. See that? That's good there. There we go. I think that background is pretty much done. I think right here, I just want a little more color there. Just a little more. Don't work it too much. If you overwork it, oh man, then you're gonna be in trouble. I think that there's good. I think right there, we'll leave it alone right there. Maybe just a little bit of darker in there again. I think that's fine. Just right there, just one more. There we go. Now I'm stopping. Now I gotta stop there. Okay, so what we have here is we have our background done. That background is finished. There's no more need to do anything else back there. But what I need to do is start working on textures down here, getting this stuff flowing and bringing everything towards the front. And so with that, we'll take a little 2-inch brush, get a clean dry one here. Good clean one. And we'll go into those golden colors, the yellow and the yellow ochre together. And we're just going to load a crunched brush. Just crunch the brush right into the paint, just like we did before. And just load it right into the paint. That brush should be nice and open. Okay? If that brush ain't nice and open, then you're going to be in trouble. Now back here at the bottom, we're going to start at the base, I think. Halfway in between. And kind of see where that color goes. I'm using the brush kind of tilted. Kind of tilted it up here, and this will help me get all that beautiful textury grass that I'm looking to get. And make sure you reload that brush when you need to. I'm kind of using just the kind of top tips of the brush to get this going, this effect going. Those colors there. Oh, that's beautiful grassy look to it. I want to add more yellow ochre so I get some more gold color in here. Back here as well, some gold. And I'm going to take my old 1-inch brush. I'm just going to use some of that dirt color we used in the background. And I just kind of want to establish a little bit more of a shadow over here, where them trees are. And then just kind of coming off from that, is that background trees. Just working them in. Get your grass kind of going. Okay, so way back here, I'm just going to start blending this up towards the sky because you don't want this to be a hard edge. And then I'm going to take the same clean dry brush and I'm going to kind of tap back through here some of those textures and have them flow in. Get the brush out as you need to. That helps pretty much clean the whole brush out. Little small hair. Now, one thing about natural bristle brush is it takes a little bit of time to break them in. Take a little bit of white here. Just a tiny bit of white. Okay, so we just do this right here. And I think we're ready to go to the next step of the project here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my number 2 script liner brush here. And I'm going to show you some really cool effects here. I'm just going to take the old liner brush and just go through here and just pull through the paint. Now by pulling through the paint, I'll get all kinds of texture of grass growing up. And back here you can do smaller ones, but just kind of whipping through the paint. No paint on the brush, it's just going through the paint that's already on the canvas here. And it's a very slick way of adding in a bunch of detail, but adding it very quickly. Okay, so you're just running that brush through the paint, and it creates all this gorgeous texture. Really hope you can be able to see all that going on through here. Okay, just swap the old liner brush out. So we have our background done. We have our beautiful field done. I want to get a palette knife here and work on another tree. I'm going to put one big beautiful leaf tree in here. And I'm going to show you how the easiest way to do a big old leaf tree. So I'll tell you what, let's go down the old palette here. And we're going to take some more red and burnt umber. And all the other color that was already in it before once. Some blue, some green. Now if you had a lizard crimson, you could just use a little bit of lizard crimson and some sap green probably. And that'd probably get you a good color. But we're not going to use that. We're going to use this right here. Let's go over a 1-inch brush. Okay, I'm going to take my 1-inch brush and just tap it right into it. Really crunch that brush and get mucky faced on it. Get a good load on the brush. You need it nice and open. Nice, beautiful, open brush. Let's go up here now. I want a big one in here. I want to get monkey faced. And boom. Boom, boom. Open. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Let that breathe. We do this first. Do the leaves first. The dark leaves first. Do the dark leaves first. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. About there. Leave a little bit of that gap in the background back there. Maybe a little darker. Maybe a little darker in the middle. And then start kind of designing the tree a little bit better there. A little raggedy looking tree. What you see out in the country is raggedy old trees. Old trees have been there for years, hundreds of years. I will wipe and clean off a number 10 palette knife. And we'll start putting our trunks and stuff in. Okay, so I'm going to take some titanium white, and it's dirty old titanium white. There's dirt all up in it. Okay, looks like a birthday cake or something. And we're going to take a beautiful roll of this paint and take it back here and start making our tree trunks on this tree. Okay, so I'm going to start at the bottom of the tree and using titanium white. And there's a trunk. Like that. See that tree trunk? Just goes into that tree. Into that tree. You can have a little A small limb. Just kind of goes right there. Something like that. Something like that right there. I'm gonna keep working this one on up the up the tree. On up the old tree here. Just let it fade up into nothing. Same with this one over here. Not pressure. Again, if it's on a stick, you can always add a tiny bit of amazing white, but not a whole lot, because you still want this to be kind of thick. Now what I'm doing here is I'm adding some limbs and stuff that's just in here with the old palette knife. See? And that creates a beautiful tree. Beautiful leaf tree. This is a very easy way to do a leaf tree. Simple. Simple, beautiful way to do it. And look at all that beautiful texture. And let's take a little palette, and I'll go back down to the old palette. And we're going to take some black and a little bit of white here. Make a nice dark gray, a little bit of that red, just to give it some color harmony. And take it on the little small end of the palette knife. Let's go back here. Now what I'm going to do is start working on some of this texture of a birch tree has. That dark texture. Dark little stops and pops. Pockets and things. We've done all kinds of different type of birch trees. Birch trees on the show. But this is a very effective way to do it as well. I'd like to show you some different ways. If you want texture, do them this way. If you want a nice smoothing, you could do them another way. That's on the show. Another way that's on here to do it. Take some titanium white. Titanium white here. Hopefully you can see that extra pop. I don't know if you can. But there's the extra little pop. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's go back down to the old palette. And we're going to take our 1-inch landscape brush and load it into the beautiful yellows. Both yellows. Cadmium yellow, light and yellow ochre. And we'll see if that sticks. If it don't, we'll come back and add a little medium to it. Let's go back here. Okay, so I'll just see if it sticks. And it is sticking. It is sticking. I don't want it to be too poppy right now. I'm just wanting it to stick a little bit right now. Okay, just stop and reload your brush. Take your time with this part. This part here, because there's no medium on it, you can create mud very quickly. Just takes a little time. Just sometimes you gotta hold your breath a little bit. Oh, let's get to work there. Practice anything at work. Anything. Just try anything. Get your gum monkey faced on it, and you'll be good to go. And take some more there. There we go. And we just work it in down here. Do these bottom parts. But I want you to see how simple and easy it is to actually do a leaf tree. You don't have to be scared to do it. You don't have to be scared to do it. I'll tell you what, it's time to make it brighter. So we're just going to add a little more white to the same old color. And some amazing white. So that's all I've done here is I've added a little more amazing white to it. You can see it's brighter than that one. See, that's darker, that's brighter. And that's what we want right here. Let's go back here and see how bright that is. You can add some titanium white. And if it's not bright enough, we can always add a little bit more. But make sure you add some medium to it this time. A little amazing white. Let's go back here. Just kiss it now. Just let it kiss the old canvas. Make some beautiful extra layers of highlight here. See? And that just really starts to pop on here. It really starts to pop. Yeah, just a little extra pop on that side. Just a little more. Don't get too crazy with it, because if you start getting too crazy, you'll lose the beautifulness of it there. I'm gonna add a little sap green to that color. Just add little pops of green in it. I think that would look good. Looking at this, a little more green to the rest of this tree here, just in small areas here. I think that's good enough right there. Don't want to do too much. I think that's good there. And let's go to the bottom of this tree. Needs to be something happen down here. I think you need some shadow. So I'm going to take this brush that has that dirty color already on it. Kind of go around behind it here and produce some shadow. Kind of work it up into that base a little bit, just so it's kind of in shadow there. Kind of in the shadows. And you can even take that old brush, take some reddish color. You can even just throw in a little red down here at the base of the oak tree. See, it gives you some different play on color. We can throw it throughout the grass. You can throw a little red pops and things out through here. Just for some more texture. Because it needs more texture back through here. Now let's go back and add some of that highlight color. And we're just using the brush and flat and pushing it up. Just for more textures and things in this. Texture there. Don't lose your mind on the texture. It's just beautiful textures in here. And then you can always come in here and again add some of that texture with your liner brush and whip through it. Just that quickly. You can probably see it a little better back through here now. We've done some over here. Just like that. This will give you all kinds of textures and beautiful stuff that lives in this one. Beautiful wild area here. Let's go back to the tree. And I'm not even going to wash out the brush. See that? The brush is just filled with paint already. No need to load it up with anything. Just run it through the paint. There's plenty of it here. Plenty of it here. And just keep having fun with the tree. Just keep having fun with it. You know, you can overwork it. You can do that too. But just kind of play around and add a few little details. Just some stuff playing around with it. I think with that there, we can call it finished. You can always add other things to it as you go along. We made us add a few little posts here on it real quickly. Just quickly. I'm going to take black on a number 6 filbert brush. And I'm going to take it flat here. I'm just going to add a couple little old fence post thingies living in here. Just kind of crooked. And, oh, like that there. Just to kind of add a little bit extra something to it. Okay. I'm just going to thin down some paint. This is just a gray we use on the tree trunk. And just put a few little textures and details on this little thing. Then with a number 6 filbert brush with some matte black color, we can just add a few shadows behind it just to help push it into the painting some more. And with some paint. You can do some of those things just like that there. Kind of want to fuzz them out just a little bit more. And there you go. You can always add some extra things here. Let's just try something else here. We'll take the old from the old tree. Like that. See? This old farmer or whomever just hooked it right to the old tree and put a few lines to it. You can always just scrape a little bit so you kind of see it a little better. There's like a little bit of a highlight to it with the knife. See? There we go. I think with that, we got a finished little painting here. Alrighty, so with the finished side of my painting, it's always important to sign that painting. Let them know you done it. Okay? Make it uniquely yours, and every time someone says, oh, I know that painting, I know that guy, that gal, they do good stuff. And so you do a beautiful little painting, sign that painting. This one here is nice and easy to do. It's a lot more easier than it looks to do. A lot of nice, beautiful textures and stuff in this. I always love painting with texture. I love texture, and I love color. If you want to apply more texture to a background, like we do here, you want that sky and everything behind it to be very, very thin. That's why we do a very simple scene here, very simple sky. That way everything kind of will stick on it easily. Okay, so this one, again, I said it's been great for beginners, intermediates, even advanced students will learn and pick up little techniques and little things like that in it. And to spend some time, do some little whips and things in there with your liner brush. You can add some little dark patches and add some more texture in there like that. But any way you want to do it, just give it a try. I know you'll like it. So again, I want to thank you for watching me. Please subscribe to the show if you haven't subscribed yet. Please like and comment. Every time you like and comment a brand new video, it really helps us push these videos out to YouTube, because YouTube will see, oh, if they really like this video, and they'll push it out to more people who like watching painting tutorials. So please help me with your support. I appreciate all those who do like and comment and share on the videos. I know who you are. I see you on there on the comments all the time. So thank you again for watching. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. God bless you, and I'll see you real soon.
The Painting with Magic Show with Brandon Thomas is brought to you by BrandonThomasArtSupply.com.